I think she's amazing. She's fun to watch. She's an exciting fighter. She knows exactly where she wants to be, and she goes out there and finds a way to get herself there every single time. I think Dakota's of the mindset that she'll fight whoever they want to put in front of her.
Of course.
Getting somebody else on the other side of the equation and say, yeah, I want to step up and fight Dakota. That might be the real challenge.
True.
Seeing where she's come, how far she's come in a very short amount of time, in just a couple of years. Just elevated herself and elevated the game. She's made some great decisions. She's got a very, very good team behind her. She's got her head on her shoulders. I don't think she's caught up in the hype. She's doing all the right things, in my opinion.
The PFL is going to get people to pay attention. If the UFC went away, the PFL would probably take up the slack. I'm a fan of the best fighters in the world getting together. And whatever we have to do to facilitate that, that's what I want to see happen.
Joe Rogan and MMA legend Randy Couture were left absolutely stunned after witnessing Dakota Ditcheva's latest training session. What had already been a terrifying striking game has now evolved. She's been honing her grappling behind closed doors, and the results are jaw-dropping.
Dakota Ditcheva is one of the most feminine people ever. She's beautiful. She's a gorgeous woman. She looks like a model. It has nothing to do with men beating each other up. It has nothing to do with brutishness. It has to do with high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences. But the early days were interesting because, there was a lot of people disparaging women fighting, including...
Not only has Dakota added a whole new dimension to her game, but she also sent a bold warning to the UFC women. I will finish you all. The message was so clear that even the UFC girls themselves are tweeting about it. Fans are still talking about her past victory over Santos, a fight that showed Dakota's killer instinct and tactical brilliance. With grappling now in her arsenal, there's no telling who can stand in her way next. This is not a hype video. This is a warning. Stay with me. For those who are late to the Dakota Ditcheva story, let's get you up to speed fast. Dakota Ditcheva, 26 years old, British-born, Muay Thai world champion, and right now the most dangerous woman in all of MMA. She came into the PFL Europe level with one question hanging over her head. Yeah, she can strike, but what about the ground game? What about grappling? What about when someone takes her down? Well, those questions? She just answered every single one of them. Joe Rogan himself called her, quote, terrifying, said her mindset is different, said she looks like a model and fights like a nightmare. That's not a small statement from Rogan.
Some people get disturbed watching women get bloodied up. That's a big one for some folks. It feels different. Obviously, I'm a big fan of women fighting.
Joe Rogan has seen thousands of fighters come and go. He doesn't get shocked easily. But when it comes to Dakota, his words say everything. Rogan said, she's a gorgeous woman. She looks like a model. But don't let that fool you. This is high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences.
She's terrifying. Her mindset, she's a great example. She's a gorgeous woman. She looks like a model. It has nothing to do with men beating each other up. It has nothing to do with brutishness. It has to do with high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences.
And when Rogan started hearing about her grappling development, her training at the top team in Florida, he had one word: stunned. He's made it very clear. Dakota Ditcheva is not a one-trick pony. The striking was just the opening act. The grappling is the headline. And the combination of both? That is a problem nobody in the UFC women's division has an answer for right now. Now here's where it gets really serious. Because Randy Couture, 5-time UFC champion, Hall of Famer, wrestling legend, he sat down with Inside Fighting and watched Dakota's recent training footage. And what he said was not just praise. It was a warning. Randy said, she knows exactly where she wants to be, and she finds a way to get herself there every single time.
She knows exactly where she wants to be, and she goes out there and finds a way to get herself there every single time.
But here's the part that UFC women need to hear. Randy pointed out that Dakota moved to the top team in Florida specifically to sharpen her grappling and her transitions. And he said, and I'm quoting, "Iron sharpens iron. She's in the right place."
Elevated herself and elevated the game. It fits her Muay Thai background and does all the other work. I think moving to top team in Florida was a very smart move. Great plethora of hard-nosed training partners. Iron sharpens iron, right? She's in the right
100%.
place there. They're going to tactically and technically work on their transition skills. Have we seen her execute a takedown yet?
And then he asked the question out loud that nobody in the UFC wanted to hear. Have we even seen her execute a takedown yet? Meaning, she hasn't even needed to yet, and she's already running through everyone.
Great plethora of hard-nosed training partners. Iron sharpens iron, right? She's in the right
100%.
place there. They're going to tactically and technically work on their transition skills. Have we seen her execute a takedown yet? What if she needs to get somebody on the ground?
Randy Couture's message to the UFC women's division is simple. She's coming, and she's more complete than you think.
I think Dakota's of the mindset that she'll fight whoever they want to put in front of her.
Of course.
Getting somebody else on the other side of the equation and say, yeah, I want to step up and fight Dakota. That might be the real challenge.
True.
Seeing where she's come, how far she's come in a very short amount of time, in just a couple of years.
Now, before you say Dakota's never been truly tested, let me remind you of one name, Taila Santos. Taila Santos is the woman who once pushed Valentina Shevchenko to a split decision, one of the toughest, most durable women in the sport. A real test for anyone. Dakota fought her. And yes, Dakota defeated Taila Santos, a dominant, statement-making performance. And after that fight, even Taila Santos had to send a message. Through social media and her team, the message was clear. Dakota Ditcheva is the real deal. She's not just hype. She beat me, and I am not an easy fight.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
That kind of respect from a fighter of Santos's caliber, that speaks louder than any highlight reel. And Dakota herself, she didn't gloat. She didn't trash talk. She just posted training footage of her grappling sessions and let her work speak. That is the warning. Now things got even more interesting when the noise started spilling onto Twitter and social media. UFC women's fighters started seeing the clips, seeing the Rogan reaction, seeing the Randy Couture interview, and the responses started coming in. Some fighters kept it vague, liking posts, subtle tweets. Others were more direct, suggesting Dakota should stop stalling and come to the UFC where the real competition is. But here's the irony. Dakota just re-signed with the PFL, and the silence that followed from the UFC side, that spoke volumes. Because deep down, everyone in that locker room knows what Randy Couture knows, what Joe Rogan knows, what the MMA world is starting to figure out. Dakota Ditcheva doesn't need to chase anyone. The fight will come to her. And when it does, God help whoever is standing across that cage.
When I watch a big cut on a woman, it feels different. It's so hard for people to not get emotional when they get hit. It's a very bad way to react in a fight, to fight with emotions, because you expose yourself. You leave yourself open for counters. You miss your rhythm. You're not as deceptive. You're too obvious in your pattern. And so many times you get hit a lot more.
British MMA sensation Dakota Ditcheva has broken her silence on the injury that forced her to withdraw from her highly anticipated bout against Denise Kielholtz at PFL Road to Dubai. That's right, folks, the undefeated champion, the woman who made history as the first British female MMA world champion, is ready to make her return to the octagon. And she's not holding back. Let's rewind for a moment. Just weeks ago, the MMA world was shocked when news broke that Dakota Ditcheva would be pulling out of her scheduled fight at PFL Road to Dubai due to an injury. The 26-year-old champion, who boasts a perfect 15-0 record, was set to face the formidable Denise Kielholtz in what promised to be an explosive flyweight showdown. For those who don't know, Ditcheva isn't just any fighter. She's the reigning PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, the 2024 PFL tournament winner who took home $1 million prize, and she did it all while remaining undefeated. Her devastating body shots have become her signature, finishing opponents with surgical precision.
Big one. Dakota Ditcheva
is going to be unbelievable. And there it is.
The withdrawal was a major disappointment for fans worldwide who were eager to see dangerous Dakota continue her dominant run. But the question on everyone's mind was, how serious is the injury? When would she return? And would this setback affect her momentum? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have answers. In a powerful statement posted to both her YouTube channel and Instagram, Dakota Ditcheva has officially broken her silence, and the message is clear. She's coming back, and she's coming back stronger. In the video, which has already racked up thousands of views and comments from her loyal fanbase, Ditcheva addressed her injury head-on with the confidence and determination that has defined her career. Speaking directly to her fans, Dakota revealed that while the injury was disappointing, it's not going to keep her down. She emphasized that injuries are part of the fight game, and this is just another obstacle she's prepared to overcome. The British-Bulgarian fighter made it crystal clear, the injury is no problem, and the time for her comeback is approaching fast.
Very difficult to put away.
Oh!
Yeah, the power strikes.
And that'll do it! Dakota Ditcheva with the third round finish!
What a finish. Beautiful work. Hard shot to the body. She's still hurt. Still can't breathe.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Ditcheva didn't just announce her recovery, she issued a bold challenge to the entire flyweight division. In a statement that has sent shockwaves through the MMA community, Dakota Ditcheva declared that she's ready to fight any fighter in the world. That's right, any fighter. This isn't just talk from a newcomer trying to make a name. This is coming from a woman who has finished 12 of her 15 victories by knockout, who became the youngest champion in PFL history, and who was the first person ever to finish former UFC title challenger Taylor Santos.
The planet right now. Fantastic strikers, veterans. Future legends of the game here.
For sure. Santos is in
elbow.
big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Let's put this into perspective. Ditcheva's resume speaks for itself. Perfect 15-0 professional record, 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, 2023 PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Champion, winner of the $1 Million PFL Tournament, multiple Fighter of the Year awards from various MMA publications, former Muay Thai World Champion with a gold medal from the 2016 IFMA World Championships. And now, fresh off her recovery, she's calling out the entire division. Whether you're in the PFL, UFC, Bellator, or any other promotion around the globe, Dakota is putting everyone on notice. So what does this mean for the women's flyweight division? Well, it means things are about to get very interesting very quickly. Dakota's confidence isn't unfounded. Since making her professional MMA debut in April 2021, she has been absolutely unstoppable. Her striking honed through years of elite-level Muay Thai competition combined with her improving ground game makes her a nightmare matchup for anyone at 125 pounds.
The damage so far in this fight, it's been one-way traffic.
Oh, nasty knee left the middle from Dakota. And a flurry down to the body. Here's the elbow. Back elbow. And now a left hand. And she's showing off, man.
Her signature body shots have become the stuff of legend. Just ask Taylor Santos, Jana Bishop, Chelsea Hackett, or Lisa Malden, all finished by Ditcheva's devastating strikes to the midsection. The question now becomes, who will step up to face her? Will it be a rematch with Denise Kielholtz once Dakota is fully cleared? Could we see her face top UFC flyweights, or will another PFL contender emerge to challenge the champion?
Club and a right hand. Oh, big one. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand with a hammer fist. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
One thing is certain, the women's flyweight division just got a whole lot more exciting. With Dakota Ditcheva declaring herself ready for anyone, fight fans around the world are in for some incredible matchups in 2026. The MMA community has erupted since Dakota's announcement. Social media is buzzing with reactions from fans, fighters, and analysts alike.
Inside of 2 minutes now in round number 1. Co-main event, Dakota Ditcheva and Chelsea Hackett. Ditcheva makes the playoffs for the win of any kind. Oh, nasty combination. And the body work, and that'll do it. Dakota Ditcheva with a quick 6. And clinches the number 1 seed.
Supporters have flooded her Instagram and YouTube comments with messages of encouragement, praising her resilience and warrior mentality. Many are calling her the future of women's MMA, and with her perfect record and devastating finishing ability, it's hard to argue against that. Fellow fighters have also taken notice. While we haven't seen any direct callouts yet, you can bet that contenders in the flyweight division are watching closely. Dakota's combination of youth, she's only 26 years old, skill and marketability makes her one of the hottest properties in women's MMA right now.
Oh, and Bannon coming out with that nice side kick. Taekwondo style. Oh, spinning heel kick as well. Oh, now looking to catch. I called a number of her fights at the IMAFs.
The Manchester City fan, who famously celebrates her victories by mimicking Manchester City players' goal celebrations, has shown once again why she's not just a fighter but a true champion with the heart to match her skills. So there you have it, fight fans. Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva is back, she's fired up, and she's ready to take on all comers. The injury that forced her withdrawal from PFL Road to Dubai is behind her, and she's looking forward, not backward. This is what separates champions from contenders. It's not just about the wins and the knockouts, it's about how you respond to adversity. Dakota could have stayed quiet, taken her time, and eased back into competition. Instead, she's come out swinging, making it clear that she's ready for the biggest challenges the sport has to offer.
I'm not really sure how to engage with the eye talk on Tom Aspinall, but I think he's a fantastic fighter.
What do you mean by engage with the eye talk?
You know, I feel like getting poked in the eye sucks, but I'm just gonna stay in the middle ground. I think Tom's a fantastic fighter. Cyril is great also, and I think a lot of them are also great. When I see Tom Aspinall, you know, Tom Aspinall reminds me of a guy from Turkey that I wrestled in the Olympics. He was a 2016 Olympic champ. His name's Taha Akgul. He was 6'4", same size as Tom, same build, same everything. And I went out there and I beat him 8-0, and I was in his face for that 6 minutes, and I let him know that I was here. And I feel like with a guy like Tom, I think I look at him as like a guy like Taha Akgul. You know, he's on top. He's the leader. You know, he's still fresh. But I think there's another hungry guy that's going to come. And hopefully it's me that's going to come and go out there and do what I need to do.
He could be champion literally today. I think if he went in and fought Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane or, you know, whoever was a champion, I don't think there's a chance anyone has against him. I mean, obviously you always have a chance in MMA, but I think he could be champion tomorrow. I'd pick him to beat the champion today, keeping it real.
Yeah, I mean, he's a monster, and so yeah. Like,
I wouldn't put my money against it if they fought tomorrow.
Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson just dropped a massive bombshell about UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall, claiming he could beat him easily if he joined the UFC. But here's where it gets crazy. UFC legend Matt Brown is actually backing him up, while Brendan Schaub is sounding the alarm bells about Stevenson's controversial mentor choice. And Tom Aspinall? Well, he's got something to say about all of this on Twitter.
Who are your first 3 fights that you'd like to see?
Personally, who would I like to go against?
Yeah.
When John finally hangs it up, the next best guy in line is Tom Aspinall. Someone got to take that off his shoulder. You always want to go against the Tom Aspinalls. You always want to go against the Gane. You want to go against the Volkovs. You want to go against Sergeys. And you want to put on your best performance. But honestly, it don't matter. And there's never been a time where I ran from somebody else, and now is not going to be the time. And when that day comes where I got to stand in an octagon and look at another dude in the eye and fight to the death, don't fight to it.
That's super fire.
At just 25 years old, Steveson is already a living legend in the wrestling world. He became the youngest American ever to capture Olympic gold in wrestling at the 2020 Games. On top of that, he's a 2-time NCAA champion out of the University of Minnesota and a 5-time All-American. This isn't just some athlete with potential, this is a generational talent. His MMA record currently stands at 2-0 with 2 devastating knockouts that took a combined 2 minutes. In his most recent fight under Anthony Pettis FC, he knocked out his opponent in just 24 seconds. And in his dirty boxing debut, 15 seconds, 15.
This action, Gable Steveson dropping major bombs, huge shots. Braden Peterson hanging on, but for how long?
Gable in the mouth, raining punches. Vicious.
Pounding and pounding vicious shots.
Peterson needs to try to defend himself or they're going to stop this fight.
The legacy of Gable Steveson in MMA.
During his recent appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, and by the way, Rogan is absolutely in love with this kid's potential, Steveson laid out his perfect UFC debut plan. But it wasn't just about when he wanted to fight, it was about who he thinks he can beat. Steveson revealed his dream scenario: rack up 1 or 2 more regional wins in the first half of 2026, sign with the UFC, and then make his Octagon debut at the historic UFC White House event on June 14th in Washington, D.C. That alone would be massive.
Gable mixing it up, single leg snag, pulls him down.
There is the power. Dropping major bombs. Huge shots. Braden Peterson hanging on, but for how long?
Gable in the mouth, raining punches.
Pounding and pounding vicious shots.
Peterson needs to try to defend himself, or they're going to stop this fight.
The legacy of Gable Steveson in MMA begins tonight.
Holy smokes.
Now, for those who don't know, Tom Aspinall is no joke. He's widely considered one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet. He's got knockout power, submission skills, and he moves like a middleweight despite being 250 plus pounds. For a guy with only 2 MMA fights to his name to call out the champion, that's either supreme confidence or absolute insanity. Here's where this story goes from interesting to absolutely wild. UFC legend Matt Brown, a guy who's been in there with the absolute best, a guy who knows what it takes to compete at the highest level, came out on the Fighter vs. the Writer podcast and made a statement that has the entire MMA world doing a double take. Brown didn't just say Steveson has potential. He didn't just say he could be good someday. No, Matt Brown said, and I quote, "He could be champion literally today. I'd pick him to beat the champion today, keeping it real." Brown went even further, saying, "If he went in and fought Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane or whoever is the champion, I don't think there's a chance anyone has against him. I wouldn't put my money against it if they fought tomorrow."
He could be champion literally today. I think if he went in and fought Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane or, whoever was a champion, I don't think there's a chance anyone has against him. I mean, obviously you always have a chance in MMA, but I think he could be champion tomorrow. I'd pick him to beat the champion today, keeping it real.
Yeah, I mean he's a monster, and so yeah,
I wouldn't put my money against it if they fought tomorrow.
His reasoning? Steveson's athletic ability is just that rare, especially in the heavyweight division. Brown pointed out that you'd need someone at Daniel Cormier's level, a former 2-division champion and Olympic-level wrestler himself, to even have a chance against Steveson. Now, before anyone jumps down my throat, let me be clear. Schaub absolutely acknowledges that Jon Jones is the greatest fighter of all time when it comes to what happens inside the octagon. There's no debate there. Jones is untouchable as far as fighting ability goes.
But as I'm listening to the interview, he keeps going, yeah, Jon Jones is my mentor. And Rogan's going, what a great mentor to have, man. There couldn't be any better. What a go, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, is it?
But Schaub made a brilliant analogy that really puts this in perspective. He compared it to O.J. Simpson. Yeah, that O.J. Simpson. Schaub pointed out that O.J. was an incredible running back, rushed for 2,000 yards and won the Heisman Trophy. If you're a running back and O.J. gives you football advice, you listen. Schaub's concern is this: Gable Steveson is 25 years old. He's about to enter a world of massive fame, enormous pressure, and unlimited temptation. Does he really want someone with Jones's track record guiding him through that minefield?
Rogan had Gable Steveson on, right?
Oh, okay.
Who I'm a fan of. I think he's the next American superstar. He has some baggage. You look into that. A lot of people will allude to that and say, oh, look at this. He did this. Listen, he's found innocent in a court of law. What do you want me to do?
Matt Brown actually echoed some of these concerns on his own podcast, saying probably the most important thing that Gable needs is life coaching. How's he going to deal with fame? Let's dig deeper into this Jon Jones mentorship situation, because it's not all black and white. And look, there's value in that. Jones knows what it's like to be at the absolute pinnacle of the sport. He knows the pressure, the expectations, the mental games. If anyone can prepare Steveson for what's coming, it's someone who's been there.
Gable has everything that it takes. One of my teammates got injured sparring with me, and Gable's like, I'll go in. I'm like, Gable, you might want to learn how to block and, defend yourself first. It can be a lot more difficult than what it seems. But that let me at that moment know that he is very game. I need him in the face at one of his very first practices. He ate it, and he looked like a little kid, like he just developed a new toy. It's not a matter of If he'll become a UFC champion, it's when he'll be a UFC champion.
But here's the flip side that Schaub and others are worried about. Jones is notoriously someone who just did what was best for Jon Jones. He's been described as selfish, as a narcissist. He's someone who, by his own admission, didn't always train as hard as he should have because his talent was just that good. Brendan Schaub made another great point. Jones would show up a week before a world championship fight, barely trained, and still win. That's not normal. That's not replicable. And if Steveson tries to follow that blueprint, it could be disastrous.
I mean, the guy, I've said this from the jump. Greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. Jon Jones, as far as the octagon goes, is the greatest I've personally ever seen in practice, inside the octagon. I've been on several cards with him. My first UFC fight ever, I was the main event. He was the co-main event. That was the Matt Hamill incident, right? For the tough finale against Roy Nelson.
There were multiple occasions in the midst of the time spent together where Jones and I argued about fighting each other in a boxing match, to which I agreed to do, if it's just boxing. We also, and the one that caught fire the most was the wrestling thing, because I said that I would wrestle him in Real American Freestyle Wrestling and I would beat him. That stems from Jon earlier saying, I would wrestle Daniel in a exhibition or a grappling match for charity. That was something he said prior. Luis, find that, clip that, throw that in the video so that the people see that I'm not making it up. I'm not making this up. There's a desire, right? Regardless of the respect for the fighting ability, there's a desire to compete against each other in something. This is the world champion, Islam Makhachev. He knows. I mean, it's really hard to understand that even at 46 years old, 46, I still coach wrestling. I still wrestle 3 days a week with the kids. I'm still drilling. I'm still doing moves. I don't understand how this idea that I could lose a wrestling match is out there. But I guess we can find out. And guess what? I'm not the only one talking about a wrestling match between Jon Jones and I. I'm just the only one doing it publicly. Stay tuned, because if he steps on that line, I'm taking this dude 10-0, like I said. And watch the reality. Watch out Global. It was interesting.
Daniel Cormier sends a clear warning message to Jon Jones, sending the loudest message possible. Then DC, Jon's response was explosive. We're enemies for life, and he called him a D-cat to his face.
DC, and I'm sure Jon too, have back issues.
Probably been at Popeyes more than
Hey, don't talk about dog like that. Don't do that. And have back issues. So, my man, this ain't gonna be just that easy.
If it comes down to wrestling, it's DC, bro.
You're saying hands down it's DC.
Yeah. Daniel would be super hard to score because he's short. You don't know how to pull him. And the fact that DC's in the wrestling every single day. You're telling me you got Jon Jones?
I'm not telling you anything. All I'm saying is people sleep on just how talented Jon Jones. I believe Jon Jones could have been a multiple-time Division I champion. Jon Jones was that good at wrestling. They fought. And yes, I understand that's just fighting, that's MMA, but when it came down to that wrestling exchange, Jon is no slouch.
And here's the bombshell. Jon versus DC face-to-face for the third time is almost official because DC recently accepted Jon's fight challenge, but only in boxing. So with Jon Jones now free from the UFC, is he ready to fight DC in boxing, or will he re-sign with the UFC? There's a 90% chance this fight is happening, and we're breaking down everything right now.
What's going on?
It's good to hear your voice, man. How are you?
Great, I'm doing great. Is Daniel here too?
Daniel is alongside me, yes.
All right, what's up, DC?
What's up, Jon?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
That's good, that's good.
All right, I just have one question for you. So,
DC, I got a question for you. How are you doing, man? How's life fighting?
No, I mean, it's good. My life is going really well. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say, Daniel, I'm super proud of the way life is turning out for you, man. I think it's awesome. Congratulations with everything you got going. Your students, all the best as well.
And your development seems to be going great too, and that's very encouraging. So a lot of people look up to you. So make sure you continue to do that.
Yep, I'm on it. You
guys have anything to say?
Thank you. It's good to talk to you with this energy instead of the way we usually are. This is profession. So thank you for your time, Daniel. And Jon, you as well.
Thank you, brother. We'll see you tomorrow, if not sooner. Have a good night, all right?
All right, guys. Take care.
You too.
That was cool.
That was so much class.
Oh man, what a stuffy just dickhead. Cormier really is. I think if you really get to know Daniel Cormier, he's really not.
Yeah, it was nice.
He's an asshole. He was an asshole. I mean, he didn't really connect with any of the fighters here. He's just an asshole. I tried to make peace with him many times, and he made it very clear that he wants to be enemies for the rest of his life because how lucrative it is. He's a dickhead. You know, you look at the way that he treats his staff members. He brought like 10 yes men out with him and literally, go get me my water. Where's my this? Why is that this? It was just, he just bosses guys around. He wasn't very sociable with the people on set. He's just a dickhead. I think people that really work with him knows that. But the one thing I do know is that I made him cry in front of the world. I took him off of the list of being considered one of the greatest fighters of all time. He'll be even lower in the rankings of the greatest heavyweight of all time because my prospect, Gable Steveson, is going to be 3 times the champion Daniel Cormier ever was. He'll just always be in my shadow one way or another.
The war between Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier has been raging for over a decade. These two UFC legends have given us unforgettable moments, brutal knockouts, and personal attacks that went beyond the sport. And just when we thought it was over, it's back and bigger than ever. All right, let's start with the warning that started it all.
I think it'd be great to have Daniel Cormier part of this show. Obviously, him and I had a rough history. I know he doesn't like me very much, me beating him twice, but I think him coming out here to Thailand, filming with me, would be a great opportunity for us to mend this jacked up relationship. But I have no problems with him. I think, if anything, him coming out here would give us both an opportunity to maybe start a friendship.
After years of tension, Daniel Cormier and Jon Jones recently came face-to-face again while filming Aleph Reality, a Russian MMA reality show similar to The Ultimate Fighter. They were coaching opposite teams in Thailand, and let me tell you, things got heated.
This one Daniel Cormier does very well. He'll be here with you, he'll come with an overhand right. As soon as you bring your hand up to block the overhand right, he's coming with a high drive with his left arm. It'll look like this. I'll be here with coach. I'll hold my overhand right and immediately into this high cross.
Following the filming, DC came out guns blazing on his YouTube channel with a crystal clear message for Jon Jones. And I quote, "Real American freestyle wrestling is gonna see me and Jon Jones at some point, and I'm gonna kick his ass like you would never believe." DC didn't stop there. He continued, "Because guess what? I still shoot. I still train wrestlers every single day, so I don't have a problem shooting."
That I would wrestle him in Real American Freestyle Wrestling and I would beat him. That stems from Jon earlier saying, I would wrestle Daniel in an exhibition or a grappling match for charity. That was something he said prior. Luis, find that, clip that, throw that in the video so that the people see that I'm not making it up. I'm not making this up. There's a desire, right? Regardless of the respect for the fighting ability, there's a desire to compete against each other in something.
Cormier went even further, claiming he would tech fall Jones 10-0 in a wrestling match. For those unfamiliar, a tech fall is basically a complete domination, a mercy rule blowout. DC is saying he'd shut out Jon Jones completely with no points scored. In an interview with Red Corner MMA, Cormier admitted, "There were multiple occasions where Jones and I argued about fighting each other in a boxing match, to which I agreed."
Multiple occasions in the midst of the time spent together where Jones and I argued about fighting each other in a boxing match, to which I agreed to do, if it's just boxing.
Let that sink in. DC agreed to box Jon Jones, not wrestle, not grapple, boxing. He said, and I quote again, "A lot of the time we were kind of just arguing. There were multiple occasions in the midst of the time spent together where Jones and I argued about fighting each other in a boxing match, to which I agreed to do, if it's just boxing."
And a lot of times we're kind of just arguing the whole time. We just argue. It's what happens whenever we're around each other. We're just arguing. You know, outside of doing the show together, going out to Thailand, figuring out when I got there that it's not an MMA competition, it's actually boxing with MMA gloves. So now I got a jiu-jitsu coach that's there and he doesn't necessarily have the ability to teach. It's very different watching